Hi, my name is Emma Pass, and today we are going to be lesson planning with AI. I'll be walking you step by step how I use ChatGPT to plan a lesson. Let's go ahead and jump in with how I would frame my prompt to be really high quality to get me the highest quality output possible. So I use what I call the PREP method for creating prompts. This is an acronym that stands for prompt, role, example, and parameters. So the prompt is really simple. Just what do you want the AI to do? The role, what role would you like the chatbot to play? So the chatbot's pulling from a lot of different data sets and information. If you tell it to be a teacher, it's gonna, move to that data set. If you tell it you want it to be a psychologist, it's going to go over here. If you want it to be, a marketing executive, it'll go over here. So be specific about what role you're asking it to play. Then provide an example. So if you have an example of a lesson or lesson plan that you'd like it to model from, or if you have a template that you need it to create under, you can provide that. And then the parameters, setting really clear parameters in terms of like how long it should be, how many students, are there any special needs, what types of activities should they do, what materials do you have or have access to, any specifics can go there. Using this model, it really helps you kind of clarify your thinking, and then also, again, gives you a really high quality input for a high quality output. Let's go ahead and give this a try in ChatGPT. This is my preferred chatbot, but I'll use Google Bard too if I'm not, getting what I'm looking for. In the column in the left-hand side, you might see I have different topics. I always plan within a thread. So for my 10th grade World Lit curriculum, I use the same thread to continue the discussion and to continue planning, because the chatbot can be conversational. It can remember texts we're talking about. It can remember different template styles I want it to use. It can remember different rubrics and grading formatting that I want it to be working in. So starting and continuing a thread and really training your chatbot. Hey, this is what my lesson plan template looks like. I want you to use this again and again. Or I grade on a 4-point standards-based scale. I want you to use that again and again. In this case, I'm just going to start a new thread. I'm going to go ahead and paste in a prompt that I already wrote. Prompt, can you write me a lesson plan on character arc? Role, I want you to act as a 7th grade language arts teacher. I would like you to follow a standard lesson planning format, but if you have one, you can use it there. This lesson plan should be 50 minutes long, 26 students. Needs include English language learners. This lesson should be fun and collaborative and engaging. Let's go ahead and start with that and see what we get. And ChatGPT. Okay, it thought for a second, but here we go. Well, really fast too. I now have a lesson on character arcs. It's giving me my materials, my lesson plan, introduction. Okay, it's asking me to provide a story. So I always use this as my starting point. I don't think I've ever just used a lesson as is. I might now get a little bit conversational with it. I want to use the story All Summer in a Day by Ray Bradbury for this lesson. Can you customize it for this story? And then let's see what ChatGPT does. Probably think again and then spit something out. All right, so as you can see from the bottom here, I already see it's being specific to the story. Margot is the main character, so it's saying, okay, we're going to look at Margot's character arc. We're going to use her as an example. So now it's getting a little bit more specific with me. Now I might say, I would like to start this lesson with vocab from the story. Can you pull a list? This is something I ask ChatGPT to do quite frequently, is pull a list of vocab from stories. You have to be careful because I've noticed for some stories, it's really accurate and it will pull the words directly from the stories. And for some stories, it'll be a lot more predictive and it'll kind of understand what the story's about and it will predict words that it would expect to be in that story. So I usually do a Control F search within the story itself, a digital copy, just to make sure, are these actually vocab words in the story? I happen to know the story pretty well, and I do know that tumultuously and resilient are words within the story. So now I have a vocab word list that I can use. I like to use the site Quizlet for students to play vocab games, and I can ask ChatGPT to help me create a vocab list for Quizlet. So I can say, can you revise this list with just the word and definition separated by a comma? And then it's going to reformat this list to allow me to just copy and paste it right into the site. Oh, look, it gave me a colon. Can you change the colons, commas? Oops, I'm making a lot of typos as I write. Hopefully it understands that. There it goes. So now I have word, comma, definition. I can now go to Quizlet, log in, go to my study set. Oops. Sorry. Creating a study set. Sometimes step-by-step is a little bit of a messy process. And then I have this import button separated by commas. Run back into ChatGPT, grab these words, and paste. Now I have a deck of Quizlet cards that my students can review. They can play review vocab games, and then we can jump back into this lesson that ChatGPT has designed for me. As I said, I probably won't use that lesson as is. I have another acronym for editing, and the acronym is EDIT, to evaluate the AI's output for language, voice, and structure. So in this case, is it the correct structure? Do I need to prompt it, hey, I need more accommodations, or I need more ideas for how to get students moving? Determine the accuracy of information. I might have to go back to that vocab list and really determine, are these vocab words from the story? Identify any potential biases. Is this lesson plan really leaving anyone out? And then just transforming it. So kind of using my teacher's lens and my best practice to edit the lesson plan to a place where I am happy and I'm ready to use it. And that is how I would lesson plan step by step with AI.